Welcome back to Rising Star 2, episode number 20. Last episode for R.I.P. Ozzy, but of course, Ozzy will always rest in peace, or he'll make the rest of us not rest in peace if he can help it. Enrico, I've got to tweak the ideas a little bit. We're having a real hard time building lyrical ideas that are popular. Now, avoiding the bad ones, that's been easy enough, but getting the good ones, we need peace. We have nothing for peace right now. Desmond's got shame covered. I have history covered. So we're going to change Enrico, even though socialism, liberty, and empathy does link up with everybody else in the group. The one that links up the least is socialism. So we're going to try to change that to peace, to give him a positive idea. It's a new one also, just started, I believe, this month of June, so it should last for a while, in theory. Also, I pushed forward a couple of days, and in that time, Mackenzie has just leveled up. So we've got some attribute points to assign for her. We'll begin with stage presence. The core is up to a 49. She's got a couple bonuses on it, with one each in playing and writing music. I have 1 point left. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with it. Let's put it into play. And over the couple of days, I practiced organ rodeo, brought it up to a 90 on play skill, but with Mackenzie's +2 in play, it looks like we have one more point we could get to all of our songs, which is perfect because I wanted to take a day to practice everything, not just the ones that aren't maxed out, but all of them, to work towards getting everything maxed out. And that's definitely gotten us a lot closer. We've got only 4 songs now that aren't maxed out on play skill. And as I go to wrap up a day of repairs, the list is down to 1.1.333, and it's all things that are actively being used. So we are virtually repaired across the board. So we're going to have to try to do something about that. Go sell some items, check in on what we have equipment-wise. Okay, so heading over to Portland, we cleared our minds. Apparently there was some traffic as we headed over, and it took longer than normal because we were able to generate some song ideas from the trip. Now, primary purpose for today is a money-making venture and to get new equipment that we could buy, but while we're here, our gig tomorrow is here in Portland, so we might look for a show locally and have a reason to stay the night. Essentially 2 nights. Bought this one originally for $200. We're going to sell it for $292. Bought this one for $224. We're going to sell it for $354. Bought for $59, selling for $130. Mackenzie's definitely got a good amount of equipment that's not being utilized. Bought for $209, sell for $471. $248 to $477. $260 to $458. $137 to $326. We have $120 to $219. We have $51, selling for $138. Desmond. Oh, that's one of the ones on the wall. It is one of the ones on the wall. I gotta keep an eye out for that. $57, $153. $211 to $256. $235 to $260. I think this is one of the ones on the wall. No, it's not. No, it's not. We could sell it. It's only 30, but we'll get it. This is the other one on the wall, though we could make some profit off of that. 63.97, not great, but it'll do. 91 to 104, also not great, but it's something. As for Enrico, 68, 132, 79 to 159. We got a 110 up to 231. We got a 101 up to 182 and a 111 up to 165. We made a lot of money individually and then as a band. Maggie has no such equipment ready to sell. So we are done with our sell job. Now we've got to go back and reinvest. The hard part about this reinvestment, spreading that out and making sure that we're not just spending band cash. Right across the street is our first location. Kenzie getting new song ideas. She's inspired by her spending spree. You know what? Let's do it. Let's spend it. Not enough money. We've done it. We have spent ourselves into a broken stupor. We have no money. Yeah, that's it. Bought a lot of equipment, all from one store. Now we've got to go get it repaired, which of course we can't do anything about that today or tomorrow, so we'll have to wait. So there's plenty of lawns to mow. There is a job here locally that we can do, but we've already done a job for today. Yeah. No gigs tonight. No gigs tonight, unfortunately. So do we want to head home? $8 home, $8 back the next day. Plus I could do repairs. Cheaper than a hotel stay. Yeah. I've definitely wasted a trip over to Portland before, especially in the time before smartphones. I've picked up a couple of 25s that are ready to level up, and it's almost all Liberty here for Enrico, so that gives us a 35. That is a 35 in lyrics. It's in Liberty, but really handy. Let's go and drop down to the 3s, see if we have anything to level up down here. Merge, that is, and we do. We're gonna get our last 4 songs maxed out today. No, we're not. No, we're not. It's a good day to write a song. And with a 35, let's see what we can do. 15's there, that's already a 50. So I can get 4 different band members involved in the writing of this song and pump out a 66 song quality with song difficulty of 45. Let's go medium. I know we went high on the last one, and we will invoke. Now on to the new repair gig. Mackenzie, let's get those red ones out of trouble. Only a couple of them. That's all of them already. As I head in for our gig, I'm trying to get through this weekend before I bother worrying about battles again, because it's going to be scheduling. Next week's 2 battles. So it'll be about scheduling for the week after. It's a lot easier once this week is out of the way. So next week we will make sure we get the 2 battle vacancies at the end of the month. Big venue, 700 people here. We are not the headliner, but we're also not the opening act. We got 4 bands playing tonight in the venue. We're going to play 9 songs. We got a flat pay amount of $364, and with a 9 popularity on the, oh gosh, what is that? Of the Vivacious Spoon. Of the was the hardest part to say of that. For them, with a decent popularity, I would imagine that we're going to have a close to capacity crowd, or full. I mean, could be, maybe not, but I would expect, right, that there's gonna be a lot of people here. We will have some buzz, but I doubt it's gonna be kind of our maximum amount. So in terms of attitude, there's no bad attitudes. We do have 3 positive attitudes, and they are already in the playlist. So then jumping into quality, the new song, Organ Rodeo, definitely want to check that one out. The brand new one, Invoke, that we just wrote, eclipsing it as our highest quality, not ready. So we will definitely not try that. Do want to go for something like Hospitals. or something with stands. It's going to be one or the other. Let's say it's something more along the lines of 20% each, maybe 25. I doubt we're going to get to that maximum 30, but it's 20 to 25. We're talking about maybe 70 plus a recovery of 15, about 55 off. That would put us back pretty high with it, what, plus 40? So that's 85. And then we'd be down to about 35 again there at the end. So really either way, let's go ahead and get something with stands out there. And then we'll finish with chief players. And yeah, from that it's pretty clear that I do need to get another high energy. No reordering, same 6 that we know, and then just 3 more added to the end of it. And we have gotten below 50%, so we did just make it under that mark. We weren't low, but we definitely made it. Energy held up just fine. We ended up getting the audience interest level up to 74% with 700 people here. 1600 XP. 100 of the fans were here to see us. We made 269. Manager got paid 100. We sold 35 shirts for 420 bucks. I also lowered the cost of the single tight. What did I lower it to? $6. No particular songs gaining fame though, despite the larger crowd. Something with stands did not go very well. Drown the Detail, Farm Swears didn't go terribly well. Chief Players obviously didn't. They did not like Oregon Rodeo much. Alright, we're going to check into Marcy's Motel for the night here. Save that money on heading home. But before we write a song, I have leveled up. Production continues to get points fed into it. Stage presence. Playing and writing music. When there's 4 things to feed it into, it's pretty easy to divide up 4 points. Oh, we're going to develop a couple nice melodies up to a 25. And peace. Pops in. That's a new one, right? That is a brand new one. Pops in as a 15. See what we can build with this new melody piece. See how far we can push that. We can get peace at 15, but I feel like I can get that built up tomorrow. That piece would fit. So I could get 2 25s if I wait a day on that. So we're going to wait a day. Oh, we're in Bellevue today. Definitely traveling further. 45 bucks for the cost of gas as we get up there. But good XP for the longer drive. And Bellevue is on the small side. And we are right here for the gig. But before we do that, there's a motel right across the street. That's good for staying the night. But what do we have for side jobs? Anything? Just the landscaping. Just looking for a chance to see Ozzy. Might be hanging out around the cemetery somewhere. Well, we are headlining this gig today. $814 flat pay amount, but 700 people for the venue capacity. I don't think we're going to have a very large crowd. Do not think this is going to be a very large crowd. We've got to play 12 songs, and I don't know what that's going to do with the energy, whether that's going to max it out because we only have like 250 people here and they're passionate because we're the only band they were here to see. So will we get the 30 kind of max? I do not know how this one's going to go. We are not draining that much energy. No, actually we're draining a good amount of energy. Yeah, we are. We are not going to make it to hospitals. Generous ran out of energy almost right away. It was 5% or less. So, but we did get to 100 on the audience interest level by the end, despite that one little mistake along the way. 369 people came out to see us today. 1500 XP, some new song ideas, a little love for Screw the Man, Sold 50 shirts, 600 bucks, and 8 copies of our single. Well, that certainly helped. We made 1,250 bucks today. Set list. They liked a lot of what was happening here, but chief players and generous. Chief players still had 5% left at the end of it, but okay, sure. Wasn't quite what we saw at Oregon Rodeo. That was a close call at that point. We barely made it through the end here. Audience wanted to exert more energy, didn't live up to the potential. Good stage presence helped. Some applause. Despite this being a decent quality song, the audience had little or no energy left. Played this high energy song, so they were not into it. Yeah, gotcha. But we still somehow made it to 100%. We were already at 95 when the first little incident occurred, and over those last 4 songs, we barely recovered. Motel number 3 has what we need. I love that it's going to be peace and war merged together. No jump, really, Enrico. Only got the 1 point. He always makes the jump. One time I actually need it from him, he doesn't. There's the jump, 10 to 20. Alright, I can get us a 65-39. We know we need another high energy song. Never mind the swaps poll, we'll just call it Elliot's Poison. It's not great, but that should work. That'll hold us over for a while as we really move away from the low quality songs and get us to kind of 50 plus for most everything that we're playing, and then we'll see what actually sticks and has a chance to be a hit. After that, we'll start focusing on trying to write something like 80 plus, or even get up to that quality 100 before too long here. Bad road conditions cause the van to take extra wear and tear during the trip as we return home, so that's not good. Let's go ahead and busk for the day. Everything's been 150 plus here lately on the busking. Let's go ahead and head to the garage. 615 to repair. We got at 87%. We head back home with only 2,600 in cash, but at least the van is repaired. I suppose we made a little bit of money over that weekend. We definitely did okay with our performances. Well, we definitely got plenty of repairs done quite quickly on a number of these items, and there's not that many left that aren't assigned to someone. The biggest problem with what we're doing, though, is we keep buying all this equipment, and some of it is actually an improvement upon some of the equipment we have. So we ended up buying it, we fix it up, and then we use it. So we're not turning around and selling it. So at the moment, we're not really making a big profit from that, but we are diversifying our instrument selection. Yeah, some drum heads that are just about to break, so we need to go spend some money to fix that situation. So I've taken care of DG's expendable equipment. As for Desmond, guitar strings are looking pretty good. For Enrico, we only have 2 types, and we're down to 1, especially on the writing music. So writing music bonus, we got a +3. That's a +3. It's the same. Let's go ahead and buy a couple to give him some reserve. And that's a +5. Playing, we have nothing for stage presence. There's a stage presence +5, so we'll buy a few of those. That's a good bonus. There's a pretty handy microphone with a +10 writing music, which is a +6 on what Maggie has currently. It's also got a 7 on stage presence, but that's not what we need it for. Let's go ahead and spend on that. That is a fantastic investment. 2 new songs to learn. Elliot's Poison does have that positive, but I think we can get through them in the week pretty quickly. So we'll start at least with both of them, see how far we get with 2 songs. 20. 5 days would get us 100, and with difficulty, high 90s, mid 90s. At least a 92 and a 98 for them. So yeah, we should be able to get there over the course of the week, have them both ready to go. But we'll need one night to practice everything. Hoping to get a battle scheduled through the Lonely Hope. We've got a reputation here now of 17. We're booked this week, both battles, so that's perfect. It's got next week and beyond, and there's a battle. Oranges Without Structure already scheduled. We're able to get one a couple, that's multiple weeks out. Winner receives 5K. Yes, we will book that gig. Okay, we got into the local larger venue for a battle. I was hoping to get 4 of them. It looks like we might even be able to get more than 4 based on that. Take a little drive over to Portland for the day. I've found something on the calendar for a battle here at the Low Roll. And there it is. A little bit behind the face cam, but there's a battle next Friday. And it is that Tier 2, 4,800 for the winner. We'll book that one as well, which now gives us 4 battles in the next 3 weeks. We still have a couple slots open then.
When's your next gig?
They seem to always be on the weekend, so I think realistically we can look for 2 more. And we still have enough time for places that are close by, like say Hillsborough. We can absolutely get there today. We are looking for July 1st. But that's only a few of the shows. So like Haley's Bar, we can't schedule a Marine Adams Theater. We'll go check Haley's Bar just in case, but it looks like we're not going to find something here in Hillsborough. The other thing too is there's still the following weekend where I have one opening, and that calendar only pushed out so far. Battle! No bands. But we are...
You got some horse sense about you. You'll make
beyond
it
the
show
reputation.
business.
I think Agreeable Country or German Princess could be the right size we need. The naming mechanics, a little bit of a hint on that, but maybe not. There we go. Capacity 600. So we are looking for next Saturday, or the following Friday, or later on, further out than I thought when this battle's taking place, but there is a battle. The Storm and Jellies. There we go, that's another one booked. For me, for now, to wrap up the month, we have 3 weekend battles, but then as you go into that next day, right, we still have 3 opening slots. We have 5 battles scheduled now, but there's still at least 3 more slots. We will continue to try to fill them all. But yeah, Marine Adams Theater, can't book that one. That's the full on. Jake's Watering Hole, I believe, is like the pub. The 50, 60 kind of venue. But Agreeable Country does sound like the larger ones, the 600 or 700 type. 300. Curious.
Welcome.
I've been to one this size that I can think of. They do have a battle upcoming, but on a day we already have one. And it is Tier 2, so can I get to Salem and home? You know what, if we can't, it's okay. We'll continue on to Eugene and Bend the next day. Looks like I have not been to Salem yet. Battle, no bands. There you go, Tier 2. Only 4,100, but I don't care. I don't care. That's slot number 6 out of 8 for the next few weeks filled. The 1st and 7th are what remains opens. Just double checking. Watering hole capacity should be in that below 100 category. Yeah, 90.
Hi, welcome.
And while we could get a headlining slot here, their battle that is upcoming
When's your next gig?
is something we have already grown out of. The 6th lead. It's only 300 capacity.
Hi, welcome.
But I do think it falls into the tier we're looking for. There's a battle on the 22nd. I didn't think we were going to get one that far out, but there's one booked. Which means realistically the 1st, 7th, and 21st
When's your next gig?
can all get booked. Alright, the big question is, can we get to Eugene today? We can. Can we get home today? We can. Can we get to Bend? It's about an hour from Salem to Eugene. In fact, my marker, I went to University of Oregon in Eugene. 2-hour drive from there to home. My exact halfway point is an exit, one of the exits, not the only exit, but one of the exits in Salem, at least from where in Eugene I lived versus where in Vancouver I live, and traffic dependent because, there's Portland in between. So we're talking about a 1-hour drive down and a 2-hour drive back. We're adding 3 hours to our day if we do that. That's a lot. That's a lot of extra. I know we can get back now in the 1 hour. It's not the end of the world if we get stranded in Eugene. Let's just keep on trucking and get these shows booked. If I gotta stay in a hotel overnight, I stay in a hotel overnight. It's not that big of a deal. Cynthia's Shed. It's like the watering hole. I think that's 1st tier. Yes, 80. Revolutionary Zoo. I would imagine that's a club of some sort. 2nd tier venue that we're looking for. I don't know if there's just 4 tiers, right? You've got your pub crawls, your small clubs, the theaters, and then stadiums. I don't know if that's all we're working with here or not, but
What'll it be?
we have no reputation here. But there's a battle. It's just overlapping with one of our already scheduled ones, and they would have taken us. Got 3 more venues in town, it looks like. 5th View, that's a theater. Jane's Pub, okay. So 5th View straight ahead. One more shot at a battle here in, where am I, Eugene? 5th Street? I worked on 5th Street more than a decade and a half since I was down there.
Hi, welcome.
Been in town a couple of times since then. A few times, but some Ducks games. There we go. There's a battle. There's one more slot filled. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. We are down to just a couple of vacancies now, 7th and 21st.
When's your next gig?
My guess is we are too late now to continue on. There's an arrival tomorrow. There's an arrival tomorrow. We might as well take the arrival tomorrow into Bend. Yeah, nothing south until you get way down to Sacramento's, the next closest, or you push over to Boise, Spokane. I don't know if I want to push that far over because we still have all of kind of Astoria and Western Washington. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take Bend, or do we want to push up like Astoria this way, because Bend's not going to give us much. It's not. Why don't we travel overnight? Spend $200? Sure. We're living large. We stayed in a hotel on the road. We didn't merge song pieces. We didn't write a song for the night. So bold. Casey's Bar and Grill. That's 1st tier. Steady shirt. Let's go. Fingers crossed, because only got a couple more spots to fill. If we can get it in the next couple of cities, we can get back home today. Of course, this is our manager who should be booking these kind of gigs for us. But I get it why The mechanics just aren't there. Damn. I thought the 8th was one of my days that I needed to book. It's not. It's the 1st. No, we got the 1st now. It's the 7th and the 21st. 7 and 21. 7 and 21 is all. Red-headed comfort. Almost went right past it. It's going to get a lot harder to fill these last couple of slots. Okay, they got a battle on the 1st. It's very much like Astoria to have it all in one little centralized area. Up to Aberdeen. Lovely drive. Up the coast. There's their battle on the 30th. We are on a mission. The mission's already gone better than I expected. I mean, we've booked how many? 6? 8?
Hi.
8. Yeah, we've got 8, and there's 2 slots left. It's a 5-week window. Plenty going on in Aberdeen, but 2 venues and no additional. So we head to Olympia. Yeah, that's definitely second tier. Battle! At this point, I think I could leave happy with a single vacancy. 5-week window, we said, that's 9 for the next about a month here. If I can still get home today, then this will be a trip home after this one. Got it. All 10 slots. All 10 slots are filled. Now we really are going to head home. Mission complete. And we can still get home today. That's perfect. Perfect. So 2-day mission, and we have gotten signed up for 8 additional Battle of the Bands over the following 4 weeks to go with the 2 that we already have scheduled for this weekend, giving us 2 shows per weekend, all battles, over the next 5 weeks. Now the big key is, are we good enough to win the tier 2s? At 3.5 popularity, I think we've got a very good chance of winning one, if not both, of this first weekend. And once we've won one of them, we're going to cruise through the others. So, huge money-making opportunity through the month of July. In the meantime, we've got a few days before we begin that project. We're definitely not going to get to it within this episode, but let's see what can we do about repairs. Let's take care of the busking. Oh, Mackenzie. A couple of issues there, but she came through. So a lot of equipment that was being used that's suddenly not being used. So I'm up to 22 songs, and other than 4 that are close to being maxed out, I need 1 day to practice all. But I've got 3 days, so I've got 2 days to practice 2 songs. I can get 40 points a day, which can get one of them ready for this weekend. So let's get Elliot's Poison ready for this weekend, and then we will get Invoke. That's the plan going forward. Shows upcoming, fingers crossed that we are good enough to do what we need to do. We got 35 points from that. I thought I would have gotten more, 20 and 20 for 2 songs. That is going to do it for this episode, though. Huge day scheduling wise. This worked really well. If this weekend works out, if we take at least one of them, fingers crossed that the timing is right, that we're set up for this, and that we will conclude our battle phase. A whole lot of extra cash, and a whole lot of extra popularity, and a whole lot of extra XP along the way. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.